Well, hi. Budget Comics back again. Don't have to wait till Wednesday. Got some more videos here, more books to go over. This is a story of two books. These are books I highlighted videos in the past, and I just wanted to bring them back to light here a little bit. One I know is heating up, the other I think is just about to, so make sure you can still get these cheap, because they might still, in some comic books, be in the back issue long boxes. First is Nova 8. This is first appearance of Cosmos and Nowhere. Cosmos is the psychotic Russian dog who is kind of the Lando Calrissian of Nowhere, which is a floating siestal head at the edge of the universe, which is kind of the headquarters for the Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's also kind of like a spaceport type thing. I've seen this actually sell for like $14 on eBay, so if you can still get it for cover price, do. The other is Detective Comics 735. This is the first in continuity DC continuity appearance of Mercy Graves. She's actually called Miss White here, but that's Mercy. I saw Superman Adventures #1 is starting to heat up, and that's her first appearance. But as we know, although it's good to have the first comic book appearance, the in-continuity appearances are also valuable, so you can probably still find this for cover price, so worth picking up. Worth getting Superman Adventures #1. I actually found that on Amazon for 75 cents. I ordered it, it just isn't here yet. So you can still find it cheap. And I thought that might be her first appearance, but I couldn't find any confirmation on that until it was announced she will be in the Batman Superman upcoming movie. So worth getting while you can. Next, this is kind of a long shot, but on bleedingcool.com they had an article, and they like to project and speculate on what's happening in Marvel and DC and everything like that. And they say that this character, Ulysses Bloodstone, this is his first appearance, Marvel Presents #1, is the guy that killed Watcher. Now, they say it's even a long shot, but if it turns out to be true, and this book is only, you could probably find it for a couple of bucks. I said these videos are $20. Really, all the books I'm going to show are under $5. I think you can find for under $5. So, I know you can find this one. This is a pretty good copy. I got this a long time ago, but this is a pretty good copy. Like I said, I think you can still find this for the $5 range. I think he technically has a Golden Age appearance because he was like a monster hunter. They cover that in like Marvel Universe, I think was the name of the title. So I don't know if he previously appeared under another name in the Golden Age, but this is his first modern age appearance. Next is Truth #1, Red, White, and Black, and this is first appearance of the Black Captain America. I want to say his name's Isaiah Bradley. But what this goes into is that Steve Rogers was not the first test subject for the Super Soldier Serum. There was actually a whole nother group of African American soldiers that they tested it on first. And this guy, I think, turns out to be the grandfather of Patriot. It's just interesting. This was a huge series when it came out. Got a lot of publicity and pomp. And you don't really hear about it anymore. I think it was like 8, 9, 10 years ago. So just fun to pick up. As far as I know, they're still sticking to this, but it's just not talked about a lot. But worth picking up, worth just having and reading. And if you get the trade, it's worth reading too. One of my offbeat characters, Marvel Comics Present, Lunatic 172. This is the Marvel Comics Presents first appearance of Lunatic, issue 172. Just a different cat, kind of Marvel's answer to Lobo. He has a miniseries, and he actually ends up killing another character named Lunatic by giving him like a swirly of death. Just really far out character. I think he did end up dying in the Drex the Destroyer series. But I believe this is also the first appearance of his sidekick, Screet, who ends up befriending Thanos for a while. So Dollar Book, fun character. I think it's by Keith Giffen, who helped co-create Lobo as well. Young Justice #1. I'm not sure how much this goes for, but to me this is, I wouldn't pay more than $5 for this. But this is the first appearance of the Mighty Endowed, offbeat character, and she is just as she says she is. She's an archaeologist, discovers something, comes out a totally different person, and is fairly top-heavy. Well, what happens is that right after she has this transformation, she can't stand upright and falls over. So it's just really a fun story, fun read, neat, fun character, funny character. St. George #2, I got this from Mile High for I think like $1.25. This is the first appearance of Terror from Terror Inc., if you remember him from the 90s. Really offbeat, cool-looking character. Could take body limbs and graft them onto himself. Just really far out and cool. This was from the Shadow, I think it's the Shadow line from Epic. Worth looking into. He's just a fun character to have. Nexus Crisis on the Infinite Earths, #4. I would say this is a $5-6 book. But because it's Crisis on the Infinite Earths, someone might try to charge a little bit more. And this is the first appearance of a couple minor characters. Dr. Light 2, the female version. Why she has Dr. Light 1's costume, I don't know. Lady Quark, who ends up, I think, with lead in the Legion series. The Death of the Monitor, of course. But this, as far as I can tell, I'm not a big fan of this character. I just never really followed him. But as far as I can tell, this is the second appearance. Comes out a month after his first appearance in Swamp Thing. Saga of the Swamp Thing. Second appearance of John Constantine. And it's just one of these overlooked appearances. I remember Wizard Magazine doing a little blurb on this years ago. But he's definitely in here. Whether this is his second appearance or not, I don't know, but I think it is. At least it's one of his very first appearances. Not his first appearance, but one of his very first. So if you're a fan of that character, worth grabbing. Captain America 323. This is the first appearance of Johnny Walker, Super Patriot, becomes Captain America, becomes U.S. Agent. Still, a cheap book, couple dollars for a fairly, B-level character. Worth getting, worth holding on to, worth just having in your collection. See it in the long boxes for a couple dollars, worth picking up. And it's one of those good starter books for people who just started collecting, to get for not a lot of money. Next we have Fury of Firestorm #28, first appearance of Slipknot. I only throw this in because Suicide Squad's getting hot now, and I've really liked it. I like the John Ostrander series, and as far as I can tell, Slipknot was the first guy to not listen to the warnings about that bracelet they used to have on him, that if you went too far it would detonate. Well, he was the guy who didn't listen, tried to abandon the crew, and lost an arm. So it's just, if you're a fan of that, it's just kind of, again, fun trivia book. Nothing really here. He did appear years later in the Identity Crisis series, then I think ended up dying. Nothing really cool about the character. He basically he's exactly who he is. He has a rope and he chokes people. But fun little piece of trivia knowledge if you like the Suicide Squad. Fury of Firestorm 24, first appearance of Blue Devil. Just a cool character and still only a few dollars. One of those, again, kind of like Super Patriot in the Marvel Universe, B- level character. You can pick up real cheap. Still finding the long boxes. And this is a long shot in my mind because it's been announced that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is going to portray somebody in the DC Universe in a film, and a lot of people think it's Black Adam, which makes sense. Okay, but this is my long shot here, is that Blue Devil, in his later appearances when he's part of Shadowpack, he works at this bar ran by Nightmaster, and looks like a pro wrestler. He's just in jeans and t-shirt and really bulked up guy. And with Justice League Dark coming out, never said which film he's going to appear in. So, you know, maybe, just maybe. Got two more here. Next is X-Men Alpha, and people have been snapping up Uncanny X-Men, I think 316, first appearance of Blink. And that's true, but the Blink we know from the Exiles and everything like that, is this Blink right here on the cover. Clarice Ferguson is the one who appears in Uncanny X-Men. This is her first appearance here. Now, I think there's some poster book or something, but as far as comics go, it's here, and also first appearance of a lot of these Age of Apocalypse X-Men characters, like Holocaust and so forth. Not Sugarman, that was Generation Next too, but a lot of the characters from this storyline make their first appearance here. And again, the Blink we really know, made her first appearance here, and you can still find this for, $5, because there's just a million of them. But worth again, another fun book if you're just getting into collecting. Another fun book that's really easy to find, really easy to pick up, and cheap, and just to start putting together a nice collection. So you don't need a lot of money to pick up some real cool books and start building a nice collection. So, and the last book I have is Cerebus 107. Nothing spectacular about this, except, and of course he signed this in silver ink. But Dave Sim, the creator, signed this, and I bought this actually at a convention as the certificate of authenticity and everything, for I think like $6. And that's to say, with conventions coming up there, sometimes you can find a lot of cool things really cheap because people are just selling out, just want to ditch inventory, whatever it might be. That's one of the great things about conventions. There's a lot of deals to be had. And the other thing is, this series I don't see talked about a whole lot. And it's actually a very significant series. Never a big fan of it. I did buy the last issue, 300, which you can still find for a few bucks. Is that Dave Sim set out in the mid to late 70s to self-publish, draw, and write his own comic book for 300 issues. And he did that. And that was a big thing, This is long before Image, long before Dark Horse, long before there was any thought of any real substantial publisher other than DC and Marvel in comics. Of course, there's Archie, but Disney and the more children's book. But to have an actually adult-centered book with adult themes and things like that, not necessarily a mature title, but something adults could read. It was kind of a groundbreaking presumption on his part that he could do it for 300 issues. And again, just a real cool book to pick up and have. So, all right, that's it for now. Like if you like. I'm going to do another one if you don't anyway, but I like to be liked. Okay.